Right, so Muggins here made a mistake because of the change in day. I didn't actually check the change in time. So it was actually 2 hours later than I thought it was going to be, at 11 o'clock instead of 9. And so we went for a coffee, but that was only the beginning of the problems we were going to have that day. On the bright side, I did get to meet the Easter Bunny, who dropped around to deliver some eggs to the chemotherapy patients. For some reason they felt there was a need to stick a glove full of hot water on my hand to make the veins pop up a bit. And then I had the chemo and it's pretty well straightforward. Unfortunately, when they measured my blood pressure, it came out at 168/97 there. Now, they were taking blood pressure on my sore arm, and they did it a few times, and of course that made it worse and worse. So it took quite a while for my blood pressure to come down, and they weren't going to let me go. I know that the audio doesn't match the video. That's because there was no audio on the video, but never mind. Eventually they let me go, and so that was it for a little while. Well, they let me out. My blood pressure eventually dropped back down again over what it was today. Touch the white coat fever coming back again, or maybe my shirt's too loud. Either way, cameraman keeps moving. Camera person. Anyway, yeah, so I feel alright. We'll see how the rest of the day goes, and I'll give you an update when it's time to give you an update. Thanks for hanging around. I think you might have missed this from the last video, but the reason they kept me in a bit longer was because my blood pressure had gone up quite a bit during the chemo procedure, which is not normal. Normally my blood pressure's been fairly consistent in there. So anyway, it had gone up a bit. So we went home and just relaxed and sat down and watched a bit of telly for a while, and yeah, I measured it on my unit at home, and it was back to being normal. The 145 or whatever it was, and yeah. So sorry, we're just driving. Anyway, yeah, it's dropped to normal. Anyway, we're going out to have dinner, and we'll be back. I'll see you at the next update. Thanks. I forgot something. The traffic's getting a little bit busier. I mentioned white coat fever. Before I went into hospital with the heart issues and everything else, I actually had white coat fever, which meant that whenever I was at the doctor's surgery and they tried to take my blood pressure, it was always high. And I had a unit at home. I'd measure it at home and my blood pressure was fine. So the doctor was aware of this. Jumping around a bit. Doctor was aware of this. No great issue. It was monitored. Anyway, when I spent 7.5, 8 weeks in the hospital in the cardiac unit there, where they were taking my blood pressure every 2 hours, I kind of got over that, and since I've been out, whenever I've been to the GP or that and had my blood pressure taken, it's always sort of been normal. So it was quite odd today that went out, but when I got home, of course, I measured it, and I had a sore arm, and they started there. The sore arm was from a pulled muscle, and they started on that one, which made me wince when they took the blood pressure, and I think they'd shoved the blood pressure up, and then from then on it was just a downhill spiral. Anyhow, I just thought I'd explain the white coat fever comment.